Hello guys, how you all doing? If this is your first time watching, my name is Glory Ifoma. You're welcome to my channel. Please don't make it your last. Subscribe, click the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. Today I'm going to be doing my first time ever tag. This is not my first video. I have a couple of videos. Please do try to check them out. I promise you it's entertaining, it's educative, it's informative. You're not going to be disappointed. But then I noticed that I've not really done tags like first time ever tags, which is a really good way to know me in general. I think I did an introductory video, but it was more career focused and my origination and all of that. So yeah, I just felt it's a good idea for me to do answer a little tag questions which I copied from the net. So I'm gonna be reading it out and providing answers to them randomly. Let's dive into it. Now, the first is first app you check when you wake up in the morning. The first app I check when I wake up in the morning is WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Because there are some information I need to really send very early in the morning. So I always check that when I wake up. That's the first. Next is first makeup item. First makeup item. That is my lip gloss. Lip gloss. First time I ever got into trouble at home and in school, I don't really have a good memory of that. But I've never really been a too troublesome kind of person in school, no, at home. I've always been sort of a little bit reserved, even in school, so I've never really gotten into trouble. I think maybe the first time I got into trouble was when I didn't do my homework and I was beaten. But most of the time, when I get in trouble, when I was in primary school and when I was in secondary school, is coming late to school. The next question is first time you were allowed to put on makeup. I wasn't really allowed to put on makeup when I was much younger. I just did it by force. I'm one of those persons that the violence they get it by force. But I was allowed because I didn't really get a lot of retaliation. I got a little retaliation from my mom, a little, but then I think I understood the timing, so I just waited for around when I was maybe 14, 15, and I started with lip gloss because that was what is was highly permissible per time. So that is it. The next question is first YouTuber you subscribe to. Now, the first YouTuber I subscribe to is Kelechi Mgbemena. She's an inspiration to me. Like, she really inspired me in the whole YouTube journey and everything. I don't know, one day I've always, like I mentioned in one of my videos, had the thought of starting my YouTube channel, but I didn't know how. Like, it was very complicated to me because I felt like I needed to get all my filming gear, and that was running off to millions, like millions, to get up like a full studio. I was really thinking too much. I was thinking to be get a studio, get cameras, get lightings, even get people to hold your camera. So my mind was almost like a proper filming setup. But honestly, YouTube does not require all of that. And I got to learn it from Kelechi Mgbemena. And given the fact that I didn't know if I would be if this desire to do vlogging, YouTubing, if it was passion, if it's something that was sustainable for me. So I didn't really know. But when I got stumbled on her video on YouTube, I started watching, I got inspired on, very little way of starting up to really understand if it's something which you want to do. And so far so good. This is what I want to do because every day I get inspired and I'm so excited whenever I pick up my camera to do a video to talk about something. The more I do it, the more I get inspired, the more like my mind is opening up, the more I'm excited doing this, guys. I think this is for me. So yeah, she was the first YouTuber I subscribed to. Then I went ahead to subscribe to Kelechi to Dima. And I've subscribed to a couple more. I have a whole lot of list of people I've subscribed to on YouTube. Now the next is my first celebrity crush. My first celebrity crush is Westlife, one of the Westlife members. I don't know his name since I had crush on him till now. I don't know his name. I think an empty street, an empty house, a hole inside my heart. Yeah. So yeah, like Westlife, one of their members was like one of my celebrity crush when I was a kid, but no more. The next is my first cooking experience. My first cooking experience, I can't really recall exactly, but when we were kids, we do this little cooking. We call it mommy play play. If you're in Cameroon, where like we're kids, we come up with this tin tomatoes. These tin tomatoes, when you've used up the tomatoes in it, the empty tin container, so we use it and we used to do a little rice and everything. It was fun childhood. So yeah, that was my first cooking experience. The next question is my first ever boyfriend. Mom is gonna come after me if I answer this question. Should I answer it? I didn't know. So his name was Paul. Paul. Yeah. That was his name, Paul. Okay. My first ever cell phone. My first ever cell phone was Vodafone. Vodafone. And Paul, I think he gave it to me. I don't know. No, I bought it myself. I can't exactly recall. I know during that period, I was in secondary school then. I know I bought a phone, but I can't really recall which came first, if I did buy my phone first before it bought or. But I used Vodafone, then I now used Alcatel. Then those were the reigning things. I was a big babe, man. My first ever kiss. My first ever kiss. Okay, so this is interesting. My first ever kiss. I think it was Paul. Paul. Okay, I don't want to give out too much information, which is not obviously necessary at this point. My first fear, honestly, was the fear of death. There was a time when I was back home in Cameroon where the local community was struck with cholera and people were dying. So then you know, that got to me and I didn't want to die. So that was my first fear, death. No, apart from that, I didn't understand because maybe I was really young then, so I didn't really understand the feeling of fear. Let me put it that way because I was just careless as a child. Like I wasn't thinking, I just do things and God was just protecting me. But then the stroke, like reality came to me that you can actually die and you won't come back to your family. So that was my first job. I don't know which to say is my first job because honestly, I started business doing little. When I say business, not like big business. I started doing like little business before getting a proper job. You know, so if business is a job, then it's business. But if business is not a job, then I'll say, what was that? What was that? Okay, I did my internship too at the tax center in Limbe. Then I worked in a supermarket. That was my first ever job as a salesperson. Then the next is um the first text I sent today. Guys, I've not sent any text today because the time I'm doing this vlog is 3:30 a.m. It's very early and I've not talked to anyone, so this question is invalid. The first thing I do every morning, the first thing I do every morning is wake up from bed. Obviously, it's wake up from bed. When I sleep, I wake up from bed. So the first thing I do every morning is wake up from bed. So by if waking up from bed is not a category of the things you do every morning, then that should be what is that? That should be maybe wash my face. Wash my face. The next is the first thing I do when I get home. The first thing I do when I get home is drop my bags, take off my necklaces, take off my rings. If you haven't noticed, I'm a ring like I'm really into jewelry. I love jewelries and I love all of this. So like take off my rings, take off all my jewelry. That's the first thing I do. The first time I ever got drunk was years ago when I got heartbroken. Okay? So that was the first time I got drunk. I took Baron the Val. I took loads of it because my heart was shattered. That was the first time I got drunk. Okay. I guess that is it, guys. Maybe some other time I'll do more of the first time tag so you get to know me a little more. For now, we're gonna end here. Till next time, do have a wonderful time. It's your girl. Do not forget again to subscribe, okay? Like, share, comment, and leave a thumbs up so that my video gets recommended to others. Guys, let's take this ministry to the next level. Like I say, we're a family here, so let's keep it rolling. Bye.